So, you want to buy a business. It is the American dream. Owning a business provides you self-confidence, self-worth, and the power to live out your dreams. How many times have you looked in the mirror in the morning and wished you had more control of your life? Sunbelt Business Brokers will help you in answering questions that you may be asking yourself. So, let's get started. Welcome to Sunbelt Business Brokers and Advisors. My name is Keisha. Chris and I will be your hosts for the video. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
In the next few minutes, we are going to address some questions you may have regarding buying a business. Let's get started. What are some questions you have in regards to buying a business, Chris?
Do I have to have any experience in the business? If not, is training available? Do I need a passion for the business and its product or services? Will I have flexibility in making major changes to the business where necessary? What role does fear play in buying a business? Do I have to be a good manager? Is the current management and infrastructure in place suited to continued growth of the business? How can a business broker help me?
Wow, Chris, these are all great questions, and we will most certainly be addressing them. Do you have a notepad and a pen?
Sure do.
Same for you listeners. Grab a pen and paper. Now, Chris, are there any other questions you may have?
Thanks for asking, Keisha. I do have a few more. What about the current management and staff? If I'm buying a business that is in or on property that is leased, how does that affect my options? How can a business broker help me?
All great questions, Chris. I'm sure that we will get you some answers in the next few minutes. Are you ready to get started?
You bet.
Chris, let's start with your first question.
Okay, do I have to have any experience in the business? If not, is training available?
There is no required experience in the business you are purchasing. In other words, you do not have to have restaurant experience to buy a restaurant. As far as training is concerned, your Sunbelt Business Advisor will help you get the training you need.
How?
They can negotiate training from the seller to help you.
So what you're saying is that when I purchase the business from the seller can stay for a contracted amount of time to help me get comfortable running the business?
That is correct.
That's great, Keisha, and could be very helpful. But what if I'm not comfortable with that, or the seller is simply unavailable to do that?
So glad you asked. If you, as the buyer or the seller, choose not to do or have any training, you can always hire your Sunbelt Business Advisor to assist you in building a firm infrastructure for your new acquisition.
What is a reasonable amount of time for training?
The length of time for training by the seller will vary based on the type of business and its requirements for operating knowledge.
So, when I decide on a business, that will be discussed during negotiations?
Yes. Are you ready to move to your next question?
Yes, I am. Do I need a passion for the business and its product or services?
The business you want to purchase is usually an emotional decision based on how you feel about the company's products and services. In order for the business to succeed and build its top-line sales, you, as the owner and decision maker, should have a strong passion for the company's products and services.
What if I don't plan on working physically in the business?
If you will be an absentee owner, basically leaving management and staff to run the business, then passion for its products and services may not be as important. Definitely something to discuss with your business broker. Does that answer your question, Chris?
Yes, it does. Are you ready for my next question?
Bring it.
What if the business I buy has room for major changes in products, services, or management?
I see where you're going with this question. What if you want to grow it once you buy it? Is that correct?
You bet, Keisha. I mean, if I'm going to dream big here, I might as well rule the world, right?
Absolutely. Hopefully, though, you have or at least will have purchased a business that is already successful. It may only require a minimal amount of investment and time. However, growing a business to increase sales requires capital investment for product and service upgrades. Cash flow is always a prerequisite. You should have a cash flow of at least 25% of the purchase price set aside in your bank after closing escrow for growth.
That is a good thing to keep in mind. Not only will I need the money to buy the business, but also money to grow the business.
Yes. What do they say? Failing to plan is planning to fail. Better to be prepared.
Okay, Keisha, here's a serious question. What if I'm afraid? I mean, there's a lot to consider, a lot of what ifs.
Chris, this is a serious question, and most people in general have a natural fear of failing when they purchase a business. This is a normal reaction to a new and exciting environment. Successful business buyers overcome their fears by working with a professional, such as a Sunbelt business broker, in order to discover their why that is bigger than the fear. The broker will help evaluate the financial and market data on the business to be acquired. They will also address and help coach you through your why and remind you of it when needed.
That is good to know. It's comforting that my broker won't just ditch me once the transaction is complete.
Of course not, Chris. The brokers at Sunbelt Business Brokers and Advisors are very knowledgeable and great business coaches. Let me ask you a question, if I may.
Sure, go ahead.
Are you a good manager?
I think so.
Tell me why.
Well, I enjoy coaching others to reach their greatness, and I love money. What else do I need?
Well, that is great to hear, and the employees will be glad to hear it too.
Why do you ask?
When buying a business, you'll want to ensure your employees are both efficient and happy in their environment. The business you buy will always be more successful with a strong base of loyal employees. Managing your people and your financial assets are a vital part of owning a successful company.
In respect to my own management skills, what about the existing management and infrastructure in the business I might purchase?
This is an important question and of course depends on what type of business you buy. So let's say you buy an auto repair shop. It has 2 stalls for vehicles and a client list of about 200. This may be manageable for a skilled auto technician to handle all alone. If that's you, you may decide to let any employees go and run it yourself. However, if you want to grow this business, then keeping the existing management and employees in place is a great way to start.
So how will I know if the current staff is qualified?
When purchasing a business, your Sunbelt Business Advisor will provide you information on the seller's management and skilled employees. Plus, when you have your buyer-seller meeting, you can get more information on the staff directly from the seller.
That's great. I'm sure I'll have a lot of questions for them.
Yes, I am sure you will, and I bet they'll be great ones too. Speaking of questions, do you have any more?
Just one more for now. What about the property? Do most businesses come with a real estate as well? If not, how do I deal with the lease or rent for the property?
Wow, I am surprised you waited this long to ask this. If the purchase of a business has the property listed with it, you could definitely buy it as well, though this will be a separate transaction. In the case of a business that the property is not available for purchase, your Sunbelt business broker can negotiate a new lease that will be comfortable for you. You will want terms that will reflect a stable environment for your company for a long-term operation. Your Sunbelt advisor will help you acquire what your new company's industry standards call for in an annual lease payment. Most industry lease payment cost standards continue to reside between 8 and 12% of the company's annual gross sales. So, you think you're ready to buy a business?
I think so.
Great. Let's take a little inventory. Sound good?
Sure.
Chris, would you say you have a driving desire to be successful?
Yes, I do.
That's great. How would you describe success?
I think success is the ability to control my own destiny and to have my family support and for them to be a part of it. I also think it's the ability to change my future, to want to be the best in my field, and also personal fulfillment.
I can see that all those are important. What does the role of financial stability play in your desire to run a business?
I think it's kind of exciting. Financial stability gives me the opportunity to create jobs for the local economy. It also allows for my high motivation for personal growth and advancement in my industry. I'm ready to do this. Tell me more about Sunbelt Business Brokers and how it can help me.
Sunbelt Business Brokers and Advisors really are the experts at buying and selling businesses. The team in Bakersfield, California has more than 40 years of experience. Sunbelt Franchise has an international network with over 100,000 businesses to choose from. They are familiar with business transactions and will be by your side through the process. They have a huge network of service providers to assist you, whether it be in accounting or marketing. They can hook you up.
That sounds great, Keisha. What are the other services Sunbelt provides?
Sunbelt Business Brokers also provide for third-party certified appraisals, business enhancement plans, seller and buyer representation, merger and acquisitions, franchise opportunities, as well as all types of business consulting and planning. How does this sound, Chris?
Great. So just how do I get a hold of a Sunbelt Business Broker Advisor?
So glad you asked. You can visit us at bakersfield.sunbeltnetwork.com or call us at 661-323-2358.
It was great talking to you, Keisha. Thanks for answering all my questions.
It was great talking to you as well. Thanks for all of your great questions. Thanks for joining us today. We hope this helped answer some of your questions regarding buying a business. We would love to hear from you. Please email us at sunbeltbiz@hotmail.com and let us know what you think of this video, as well as other topics you'd like some information on. Sign up for our bi-monthly emails for a lot of great information and a current list of businesses for sale. Bye-bye.